Hello student, welcome in today's online session on the topic of method of gear manufacturing. There are different type of gear manufacturing method, but in today's session we are going to discuss only the casting method of gear manufacturing. I am Professor Fayaz Khaladi from Department of Mechanical Engineering, and we are talking about the machining science and technology subject. So let us start. There are different manufacturing method for gears which is used to transmit the power from one mechanical component to other mechanical component, and this is called as a positive drive. There are two different machining method or manufacturing method of gear. One is a forming method and second is a machining method. Forming method, in which you are just deform the material, or you will pour the molten metal into the mold cavity and you will acquire the desired shape. In forming method, you are not cutting any type of material. And second one is a machining method, in which you are removing the material from the blank disc in form of chip. That means there is a cutting process in case of machining, and in case of forming, you are not cutting the material, just you deform the material to get the acquired shape, that is the shape of gear. Okay. Forming consists of direct casting, molding, drawing, or extrusion of tool form in molten, powdered, or heat softened materials. The machining involves roughing and finishing operation. As the chart is in front of you of gear manufacturing process, all the processes are classified into two main categories. One is a forming and another is a machining. Again, the forming is classified the different type of process. Name of process is given in forming category. One is a casting, sintering, injection molding, extruding, cold pouring, stamping, preforming, and forging. In all these manufacturing process of gear, you are just deforming the material by applying the force in heated condition or without heating condition. Where force required or size of gear is small, at that time you will deform that material in cold condition. That is a cold forming process. And when you deform that material by heating that material, that process is called as a hot forming process. And secondly, again, machining is classified as a rough process and finish process. In a roughing process, you will just remove the material to form the teeth of gears, either by form milling in milling machine, a rack generation, that means a rack as a cutter, gear shaping in shaping machine, and hobbing, in which you are removing the material to form the teeth of gear by single point cutting tool or multi-point cutting tool. In shaping machine, you are using single point cutting tool to cut the gear teeth, and in case of milling machine, you are using multi-point cutting tool as a cutter to remove the material to form the teeth. And after that, you are doing the finishing process for getting better surface finish and good accuracy in that gear form. And that process of finishing, shaving, grinding, burnishing, lapping, and honing. All these in all these finishing process, you are removing the material in form of powder or small particles to get the finishing size of gear design. Okay, now come to the next slide. First is a casting method. Okay, first see, we are discussing in this session only the casting process from our syllabus, and for next process, that is forging and forming, we will share the next YouTube link for understanding that process. But in this session, we are going to discuss only the casting process for manufacturing the gear tooth profile. Okay. Casting is a manufacturing process by which a molten material such as metal or plastic is introduced into the mold, allowed to solidify within the mold, and then ejected or broken out to make a fabricated part. Okay, so as you learn in second year, there is a casting process in which you pour the molten metal into the mold cavity, and that mold cavity is same as that of shape of gear. Okay, before that you will produce the pattern. That pattern may be wooden pattern or some other material pattern, and with help of that, and the pattern is a replica of the actual component, that is a replica of the gear manufactured. Okay, so the pattern you will first use, and after that you fix that pattern into the sand, and you will produce the cavity, and in that cavity you will pour the molten metal to form the gear, and after solidifying you will remove that, you will break that mold and take out the component. Okay, there are different type of casting which is used to manufacture the gear. First is here given as a sand casting, second is a die casting, and next is a investment casting. Other than this, there are different type of casting methods to form different components, but in our syllabus we are discussing only about sand casting, die casting, and investment casting. These all casting are applicable for a wide variety of materials. Tooth shape is built into mold at low cost and needs minor finishing operation to improve the accuracy of gear. All these castings are used for these applications. Okay, now first is what is sand casting. Sand casting, also known as a sand molded casting, it is a metal casting process characterized by using sand as a mold material. As you can see in the images, there are two halves of the sand casting process. One is a bottom part, that is called as a cope, and upper part is called as a drag. Cope and drag form the assembly of that mold. Okay, and after that you will pour the sand. Before that you will put the pattern. Okay, that pattern may be wooden or some plastic depending upon the requirement. So after putting the pattern you will pour the sand. Okay, and after ramming it will fix, and the drag will remove from the cope. Okay, and you will form the cavity. Here you can see in this image the cavity of that. After removing that pattern, the complete cavity will get here, and with help of some pouring element you will pour the molten metal into that cavity, and you will form the required component. So mold made up of sand are relatively cheap and sufficiently refractory even for steel foundry use. What is the refractory material? A refractory material is that material which will withstand with high temperature without changing the characteristic of that sand. That is called as a refractory sand or refractory material. Even at 1100 degrees Celsius, that much temperature, or up to that temperature, the sand will withstand without any physical and chemical changes in that material, in that sand. That is called as a refractory. So green sand, which is also known as a natural sand, is the most used in sand in molding. Okay, so this is called as a sand casting process, in which you will prepare the gear as a pattern, and you will remove that gear, you will form the cavity, and in that cavity you will pour the molten metal, and after solidifying you will get the actual gear. The characteristic of the sand casting is it is a cheaper with low quality gear in small numbers. Why it is called as a small number? Because at a time you will manufacture one or two cavities in the mold. Okay, so that factor is written here: low quality gear in small numbers. Second, the tooling cost is reasonable. Poor surface finish and dimensional accuracy you will get here. Due to low precision and high backlash, they are noisy. And last one is they are suited for non-critical application. That means where high tolerances you will require at that time, you can't go for casting process. Okay. The applications of that casting is without finishing the operation. Without, that means after removing from the mold, you will use as it is in the assembly. That's why written here without finishing operation. So in toys, hoist gearbox of dam gate lifting mechanism, cement mixer barrel, hand operated cranes. In that, the gear which is used, these gears are manufactured by SAD casting process. And the application with finishing operation, at that time the process is confined to large gears that are machined later to required accuracy. Okay, so after casting process, this is a primary process. Again, you will remove the extra material which is the part of that mold. You have to cut and remove from the actual component. Now come to the second type of casting, which is known as a die casting. Die casting is a manufacturing process in which molten metal is poured or forced into steel mold. See, the mold is which is used in die casting is a metal mold, and in that metal mold you are pouring the molten metal and forcefully fill the cavity. Forcefully you are filling the cavity with help of piston and cylinder arrangement. Okay, for operating that piston, again you are using the crank and connecting rod assembly. Okay, so this is a steel mold. In die casting you are using steel mold, and the molten metal is fully forced with help of piston into the mold cavity. The molds are also known as tools or dies which created using steel and are specially designed for each project. These allows each component to be created with accuracy and repeatability. Now, the characteristic of this die casting is better surface finish and accuracy, high tooling cost, suitable for large scale production, and the application without finishing, it is directly using instruments, cameras, business machines. And second one is a washing machine, gear pumps, small speed reducer, and lawn movers. That means all small sizes gear which you are using in the applications are manufactured by any die casting process. And the material which is used for die casting is a zinc, aluminum, and brass. The gears made from this process are not used for high speed and heavy tooth loading. Okay, not used for high speed application. Normally applied for small size gear, as these gear are used in washing machine, gear pumps, lawn mowers. Okay. Now come to the third part of casting is a investment casting. In that investment casting, a wax or suitable polymer pattern is coated by dipping into the refractory material slurry. The pattern is made up of wax or some suitable polymer material, and that pattern is dipped into refractory material slurry, and it is coated with refractory material. Okay. Once the refractory material coating is hardened, after solidifying, it become hardened. Then this dipping process is repeated several times to increase the coating thickness and its strength. That means inside the coating, inside the refractory slurry material, the pattern will be there. Okay, and that pattern is made up of wax or some suitable polymer material. Once the final coating is hardened, the wax is melted out and molten metal is poured into the cavity after removing the wax created by the wax pattern. Once the metal solidifies within the mold, metal casting is removed by breaking the refractory mold. Here we can see here, these are the patterns. Okay, these patterns are deep into the slurry coating, and number of coat are put on the wax pattern. Okay, and after that molten metal is poured into that cavity when after removing the wax from the cavity. Okay, and after that mold is break out and the pattern and the actual component will take out from the mold. Okay, now the characteristic of this wax or lost wax process, this is reasonably accurate gears applicable for variety of materials, refractory mold material, allows high melt temperature material, and accuracy depends on the original master pattern used for the mold. And this material, the gear manufactured by this investment casting is complicated shape, makes it economical to produce by investment casting process. The wax is continuously repeatedly used for making different type of mold. Okay, and the application without finishing operation is tool steel, nitroiding steel, model, or Bavelium copper is used for this investment casting process. The process is used only if no other process is suitable, since production cost is high. The production cost of this investment casting is high. So when no other casting process is applicable, at that time this investment casting process is used. So these all are about the different casting process for manufacturing the gears. So at the end of this session, student, you can understand the different type of casting process to manufacture the gears. So thank you for watching this video.